The Long Walk, new movie based on a book by Stephen King. That's the topic of Coffee with Alain this morning. Appreciate everybody that joins live. Appreciate you watching replays, listening to the podcast. Thank you to everyone. I'm drinking out of a dog person mug today. Just dogs are better than people sometimes. So I like my dog. I like all dogs. The Long Walk, I went to it a couple nights ago, opening night, and I enjoyed the movie. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, I want to make sure you remember to go to enjoylifesafely.com, get on the newsletter list. I'll be sending that out tonight. You can get it free by getting any of the free guides or all of the free guides at enjoylifesafely.com. The newsletter has articles on staying safe, self-defense, enjoying life, living with the warrior's edge, and being exceptional. Sometimes I throw in a movie review. Sometimes I throw in a quote or two. Just stuff to help make your life better. So get that at enjoylifesafely.com. Now, The Long Walk, based on a book by Stephen King. This was actually, from what I understand, Stephen King's first book. He wrote it way back in like 1966, 1967. It wasn't the first one published. As most of us know, his wife, Tabitha, took Carrie out of the garbage can, got it sent off to a publisher, and that was his first book, Carrie, which became very popular. The Long Walk was published with a collection of other shorter things under the name Richard Bachman, because those Richard Bachman stories were a little different from what he was famous with, like Carrie and some of the other horror. So The Long Walk, in a simple summary without giving spoilers away, future dystopian America after a civil war. Now the government and military are controlling everything, and most of the population is dirt poor. So the government, military have a contest every year where you can put in for it, be picked by the lottery, and be one of the lucky few. In the movie, it's 50. In the book, apparently, it was 100. I've seen some stuff where people are saying it's different from the book. I haven't read the book, so I'm just taking that from the internet. But 100 kids, but the movie, you got 50. 50 young boys. And the contest is, when they say go, you start walking. You have to keep a pace of 3 miles per hour. If you fall below 3 miles per hour at all, you will get 3 warnings. Third warning, it's over. You're out. And by I mean you're out, it's not like, yeah, get on the truck, you're done with the contest. You are killed. Graphically, bullet to the head. Okay? That's the contest. You walk until there's one winner, and the one winner gets anything they want. And that's set up right at the beginning, and that's set up in the preview, so I didn't give any spoilers with that. That's what The Long Walk is. Now, I enjoyed the movie. The walking, and it was probably not that much money to create this movie, because a lot of the movie is just these guys walking and talking. And that dialogue and talking between each other was probably similar to what it would really be like if you were in that kind of situation. And there's personality clashes and friendships and bonding and different things as they're going through this. And I found it an enjoyable movie, a pretty intense movie, wondering what's going to go on, a very graphic movie. If it's not like super violent war and fighting and stuff, but the killing of those that fall under 3 miles per hour, pretty graphic and brutal. You're wondering, well, what if you got to go to the bathroom? That's addressed a little bit graphically. So there are some scenes like that in the movie. But I found it, an enjoyable movie. It held my attention. It's getting very good reviews online, although some people are not liking it. I've even seen some people say it's boring because they don't like just the walking and the talking. I found the walking and talking interesting, the human condition, looking at how people would actually play out with that. The majority of the cast I'm not familiar with. Some of them have done other things. It's just I'm not as familiar. I recognize Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, in a role very different from Luke Skywalker. And I recognize Ben Wang from the newer Karate Kid movie, the Legends movie. Most of the other actors I didn't recognize, but they did a good job portraying these characters that they portrayed. I would say the ending, which apparently is different from the book ending, from what I've seen on the internet, was a little disappointing. It was a little too predictable and tidy and cleaned up after the big setup of the long walk and what went on. So I didn't think the ending lived up to what got us to the ending. I still liked the movie. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I saw it. It's not a movie I would go see over and over like F1. F1 still being my favorite movie of the summer. It's a little hard to watch. And what I mean by that is, when you really think about it, especially in today's times, watching a bunch of people get executed when they fall below 3 miles per hour, that's a little hard to watch, and it's pretty graphic and emotional. And so it's not a feel-good movie. It's not a happy movie. It's not a fun movie, even though there are some scenes where you chuckle a little bit. But I thought it was a good movie. I'm glad I saw it. It makes you think about some things, and that's what I enjoyed. I wish the ending would have been a little bit stronger and so forth, but it is what it is. And I may read the books one of these days, check out. I haven't read the Bachman books. And one of the Bachman books is being remade again, The Running Man. There's a new version of The Running Man coming out here in a couple months. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Running Man was based on the Stephen King story. And now there's a new version based on that Stephen King story. It looks quite different from the Arnold Schwarzenegger version. So, Stephen King's things have been put on the movies. Some of them are hits, some of them are misses, some of them are mediocre. I thought this one was good. I just wish the ending would have been a little bit stronger. Let's say good morning to Thad. Appreciate you being here and saying good morning. Good morning to Dixon. Dixon said, walking and talking. That doesn't sound like much of a movie. But it is, Dixon. And there is good suspense of who's going to get killed, who's going to fall back, the friendships that are bonded, the interaction between people, the different type of characters and personalities, what the walking does to them. And so I did find it very interesting in looking at, the human condition and some of that aspect. There were people online commenting that they found it boring, because I went and read some stuff online after seeing the movie, just to see a little bit more about it. So I did, find it interesting and well made. And so that's my take on The Long Walk, without giving away anything for those that want to still go see it. I appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate all of you watching replays, listening to the podcast. Be sure to sign up for the newsletter at enjoylifesafely.com. That'll actually be going out later tonight. So if you sign up real quick, you'll get tonight's. If you miss tonight's, be sure to get on the list for next week. Make it a spectacular Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow.